Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be smoking some beef short ribs using the 3-2-1 method. So what you got in front of you is a rack of beef short ribs. I bought at Costco. Right now you're looking at, this cost me about almost $35. Now when you're looking for some ribs to actually smoke, some of the things you want to consider, first and foremost, you make sure that when you get your ribs, you don't see the bone already protruding. If you see your bones coming out already out of the meat, that's going to tell you that when your ribs are done, they're just going to have little nuggets on each end. But this one has a decent amount of height to it. If you can see right here, it has the bone down here. So you're looking at about a 3/4 of an inch, to a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch of meat that will end up receding here on these sides and sponge up a little bit. So that's the first thing you want to do. So like I said, whenever you're gonna make these ribs, unless you bought these ribs from a meat market where they already prepared them for you, then you can skip this step. But if you bought them the way I did, I'm gonna actually prepare these the day before, so that the following day I can go ahead and just throw them in the smoker. So the first things first is you wanna open it up from the wrapper. You wanna take a look at them. If you notice, all of this is meat right here. It's a good section of meat. You look at your bones, it looks like you have like 3 of the bones. Normally I would tell you to take this membrane off. There's a little thin membrane you can take off, but because these are gonna be smoked in a 3-2-1 method, what I've noticed is that when I take this little membrane off, what happens is that they don't stay at all on your actual ribs, and I want them to be able to stay on my ribs a little bit, because I want to be able to grab onto the rib while I'm eating the meat. All right, so what you want to do here is you want to get your favorite rub. There's 2 methods or 2 ways of doing this. I use a dry rub for whenever I do my smoking. The one that I like to use is Rudy's rub. Now this has been very, very good to me. It gives it a nice little kick to it. It gives a little flavor to it. It has a little bit of spice to it. So if you're interested in this, I do have all of the products that you see here normally. I will have a description on the bottom of this video that you can go ahead and link to Amazon, and you can purchase this. Alright, so it's as simple as that. You just want to get rub as much as you can all over it, especially where the meat is exposed. So the next thing you want to do here is you want to make sure that you wrap this, and you're going to put this in the refrigerator overnight. Alright guys, so preparation is key. So what we did here is we actually got it out of the wrap. We seasoned it all the way around, making sure you got every area that you could. You're gonna let this sit overnight so the dry rub can actually get in there and start to tenderize it. And I'll see you guys when I'm ready to put them in the smoker. Alright, so before we get started, we are going to actually be using this amazing pellet smoker on my Masterbuilt electric smoker. So the first thing to do would be to fill this up and get it going. Turn on your smoker. We're going to be smoking today. I'll be smoking it at 250. So bring it down to 250. We're going to be doing 6 hours, but I'll usually put a little bit more just to be safe. The next thing would be the setup, guys. You want to be able to put your drip tray back down here. You want to put your fat trapper down there. And you want to put a mix of water and apple cider vinegar in here. to give it to keep it moist during the cook. So I'm just gonna do that right now. So what you want to do is you want to locate your pellet smoker right underneath the drip pan or the water pan. That way, if any of the fats fall on it, it won't mess with it. All right, guys. So we're back. I put my ribs to marinate overnight. So the next step is to get them out of the package that you put them in, so you can start to smoke it. Got some nice color to it right here. What you want to do is you want to put it bone side facing down so that it protects itself from the heat. I also have some of these St. Louis style ribs. If y'all are interested in that, check out my other videos. They should be there somewhere. Also, I have a lot of products that I use here during the smokes. If for any reason you're interested in purchasing any of these, I have a link on the description below where you can get them through Amazon. Now that you got your ribs in there, what you want to do is you're gonna be doing the 3-2-1 method. We're gonna be 3 hours of cooking, but the way it is, we're gonna go pull it out, wrap it in foil, 2 hours in foil, and then 1 hour to harden the outside. But for now, all you got to do is make sure you maintain the temperature at about 225, 250 for the next 3 hours. All right, guys. So it's been about 35-40 minutes since I put my ribs, my beef ribs in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open it up to see what they're looking like. Ooh. So first things first, this is one of the first times that I use this amazing pellet smoker. So as of right now, 30-45 minutes into it, I haven't had to do anything to it, so that's actually a plus. But let's look at how our beef ribs are coming out. And I'm trying to get a nice little color to them at the bottom. You can see that. So just keep monitoring them. We still have about 2 hours and 15-20 minutes before we actually go in there and pull them out. But yeah, everything's looking good for now. With the 3-2-1 method, it's just a lot of sit around and wait. Guess I'm gonna have me some breakfast from Whataburger. So while you're waiting for your ribs to come out, one of the things I like to do is when I'm gonna wrap my ribs, I like to put a little bit of a, I guess you would call a marinade in there. So what I have here is about 8 ounces of apple juice. Now the mixture here is like a 1-to-1 ratio. Now if you want it a little bit thicker, you would put like more of your barbecue sauce and less of your apple juice, or the other way around. If you like it a little bit more runny, you would put more of your apple juice and less of your barbecue sauce. But what this little mixture is going to do is once we pull them out and we put them in the foil, I'm going to add this right before I close up my ribs, so that they can become nice and tenderized while they're in the actual foil. So this one you want to set it aside, and I'll show you what to do with this once it's time to go. All right, so we're back, guys. We're right in the middle of this cook. We're about at a 2.5 hour mark of cooking these beef ribs. What I want to do at this point is I want to open it up and actually show you what I like to do at this point. All right, so you can see we have some reseeding going on, which is always good. I'm actually gonna flip this, move it this way. I want to see the reseeding on both sides. All right, so you're starting to see a little bit of reseeding going on, which is good. But at this point, what I like to do is I actually like to get some apple cider vinegar and start spritzing it to give it a nice little bark. All right, guys, we're 3 hours into our beef ribs. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna open up the door, see what they look like, so we can pull them out and wrap them. Oh yeah, look at that. Starting to reseed a little bit more. All right, so in this stage of the process, we're going to put the bone facing up And then we're going to add our marinade that we made a little while ago. So my beef ribs are back in the smoker. I did put them with the bone facing up this time so that the marinade can help in the continuing of the tenderizing of the actual meat. So at this point, you're gonna give it 2 hours. All right, so we're about an hour and a half into the 2 part of the 3-2-1 method. It is at this point where I'm actually gonna raise the temperature to 275. So we're at that final stage. We're in the 1 on the 3-2-1 method, which means you have to open it up, open up the foil, and go ahead and put them back in the smoker for about an hour. There's a ton of reseeding going on there. There's some reseeding going on over here. It has sponged up a little bit, but yeah, what you want to do here is stick it back in the smoker. At this point in the cook, you can, if you want to, add barbecue sauce towards the tail end, the last 15-20 minutes of the thing. Just be very cautious because barbecue sauce usually has sugars in it, and what sugars at the high temperatures that we're cooking end up kind of burning out the outside of your crust. So if you don't want that burnt taste, don't add barbecue sauce to the last 10 or 15 minutes right before you're gonna pull them out, and it's more for flavor. I personally don't like to put barbecue sauce on my ribs, but if you do, that would be the time to do it. All right, guys, so we're at the very end of our short ribs, our beef short ribs, 3-2-1 method. I did leave them in there for about 30 minutes. I didn't leave them the whole hour. I got a nice little crust to them. I still want a little softness to them. But I'm going to cut into them and show you what the 3-2-1 method reveals. I'm going to cut across and see what we have here. Okay. So we got, this thing's hot. See that juice coming out? Oh, hot. And cut this one. Look at that. Look at all that juice that's hot. Son of a biscuit. Look at that. I mean, you can't beat that, guys. This is the way to do it. You want to do your 3-2-1 method on your short beef ribs. Follow this method and it'll be, you'll have the same results. Once again, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. But yeah, I'm very happy with it. Look at that. I'm very happy with the results, and yeah, these babies aren't gonna last too long here at the household. Once again, this has been the Smoking Beard. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.